I welcome you to this very special session of Suitably Booked. Our book in focus has been Anindita Ghose's acclaimed debut novel, The Illuminated. Many of you would have read the novel, and we are sure many of you would like to pick it up after you hear this evening's conversation. The Sahitya Academy Award winner Shanta Gokhale has said that it's a novel of such self-assurance that one can scarcely believe that it's the author's first books in the Indian press when it came out in 2021, with the Outlook magazine calling it a searing tale of love, loss, and longing. The author, Anindita Ghose, is a writer and editor based in Bombay. She was the editor of Mint Lounge and as the features director at Vogue India. She continues to write for a range of national and international publications. The Independent has picked Anindita as one of their 9 best upcoming authors from India, and she was elected as a Hawthorne Writing Fellow in 2019. Illuminated is her debut novel, represented by a suitable agency and published by HarperCollins India. It has since been published internationally by Bloomsbury. Currently, she leads communications for a global social impact consulting firm and is writing her second novel. This evening, Anindita will be in conversation with Sohini Chattopadhyay. Sohini is a writer, award-winning journalist, and a national award-winning film critic. Her own book, The Day I Became a Runner, offers an alternative history of independent India through the lives of 9 women athletes. The writer Ramchandra Guha says that it's one of the best works of non-fiction that he has read in many, many years. It is proudly repped by a suitable agency, and that is also what makes this session very special, because both these speakers are represented by a suitable agency. Thank you, Anindita and Sohini, for joining us this evening. After their conversation, Sohini will open it up to audience questions, including to the audience that has joined on Zoom. My apologies for people who have joined on Zoom for the delay. The traffic in Delhi has been terrible, so we just wanted to make sure that enough people who were stuck in the traffic can come and join tonight. After the conversation, Sohini will open it up to the audience questions, and I would just request the Zoom audience to type in their questions in the chat.
To the both of us, but before I begin, I would like to request my publisher and Anindita's publisher and editor, Uday Mitra, to come up and tell us a few words about The Illuminated.
I read The Illuminated in manuscript in 2020, and it just blew me away completely. Perhaps in part because I'm Bengali, and it is at one level a very Bengali book. It starts out as a very Bengali book. Then it goes to places that I didn't expect that it would go to, and I think some of the things that it does in terms of sort of narrative strategy or even structure, we will talk about in the course of the evening. One of the things that really struck me, and I think this we will hopefully talk about today, are the pamphlets/posters that are part of the book. And then the ending was, for me, when I first read the ending, it was completely unexpected. I didn't expect the book to go there. It goes to a completely different zone. All while keeping to a very strong proto-feminist narrative. And, I can go on and on, but essentially I truly believe it is one of the best books, fiction or non-fiction, to have come out of India in the last decade at least. And I know that the book has been read and loved by many people in India. There is also a UK edition, a US edition, all of which have been very well received. And I think most of all, it's just, I mean, while editing it, I must have read it 3 or 4 times at least, and then very good comments, and then I went back and forth. But I've read it since. I've read it again after it's been published, because it's been several years now. And I've read it at least twice after that. And I continue to be completely in love with the book. So it's, I'm not really not the best person to speak about it, because as I said, I tend to start gushing. It is a book that if you haven't read it already, please read it. It is something that you will take away with you as, quite an experience. And I'm really looking forward to Anindita's next book, which I know she's working on. And we were actually talking about it earlier today. It is again going to surprise a lot. Of course, and there's also my chance to plug Sohini's book a little bit. As Ramgo has said, one of the best works of nonfiction that he has read, that's high praise. In recent years, I fully second that. It's a very unusual book, and